concept to the judicial system. Artificial intelligence in judicial system as of today, there are, I think, less than 6 to 7 nations globally have implemented this concept, wherein India is also one of the emerging state which is planning to get this artificial intelligence into this judicial system and legal practice. Well, friends, I just want to give a small glimpse how this artificial intelligence work in legal profession. There are the super tier countries like USA, UK, Europe, Australia, and all, where few of these countries have really adopted and seen a very good progressive things. But when it comes to the countries, third world nations, and the developing countries, especially like India, Africa, and all, there are few questions. There are few limitations where this is the platform I have got to address. Like, really, are we prepared to implement this artificial intelligence and machine learning into this legal profession? One more important thing to address here is our nation. It is not demeaning kind of a thing or anything. It's just a practical ground level work what we have made for past a week and 10 days. We as a nation, mostly the legal practitioners are emerging out of the rural areas. Now here the problem is, at the very first place, we are lacked in getting an adequate adequate mechanism in terms of legal libraries, infrastructure, etc. So we have lacked in this day, and the orthodox kind of a practice, as you guys know, this is not the place where we are so well established like practitioners from the urban areas. Sorry guys, just a moment. So well, sorry for the inconvenience. And at the same time, we really welcome and encourage this mechanism of artificial intelligence in human field. But we are in a space like we have to really consider whether we are really prepared for that or not. As I said, and as I referred, people who are doing this orthodox kind of a practice manually till date, tomorrow they have many kind of limitations. They are a bit scared of like whether really we people can have a very well opportunities to go ahead with this kind of a profession where artificial intelligence is replacing this mechanical regular mode of practice. So the point here is the responsibility of the government at the first place, the responsibility of the legal service authorities and others. This has a really a very vital role to play. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, now okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now it's okay. Guys, sorry for the inconvenience. I think you can see my webpage.
Please, we can see it.
Yeah. Now, the issue is the role of the government, respective governments, and other kind of legal service authorities to look into this. Because, as I referred, most of the advocates are in such a kind of a panic situation. It's not just about advocates. Mostly, in many professions, this artificial intelligence is going to replace the manual kind of a thing, wherein now it is for the government who is going to launch this kind of technical support to the human work, to counsel the people at the first place, to make them understand what is the process, and then see the statistics, see the benefits of this, and obviously the thing will come into the progress, and it will be under a process. In what way the artificial intelligence benefits the law, into the legal field? The very primary thing is for contract reviewing, and there is another kind of spaces like court notices and all, which have a proper format. So these are the places: document reviewing, agreement, making of an agreement, contents of an agreement. These kind of things really, uh, it is more, but it may overcome the errors committed by the human in the process of drafting and all. So AI is really a very good instrumentation in a real kind of a practice, provided, but there are the some kind of where we have to see that there are few kind of a belief, and at the same time there are fears in the public, especially in the advocates, whether this will kill the system or it will emerge as a very progressive uh, towards the growth of the advocates and judicial system collectively. Here, I just want to give a example. Like, crime is a part of a judicial system. It's a part of a practice in the judicial system. Collectively, what we can say here is the emerging of a crime depends on various and varied causes, like mental cause and intellectual perspective, psychological issues, of physical kind of a harm to self or the other individuals, or a group of individuals or the society. So the bona fides, the contents are completely differed from one another. Here, thing is, this artificial intelligence as a collective data can give a better mode of understanding to the judicial system in judging the things at the first place, and it can even give a very good reasoning out the pattern, etc. So more like the artificial intelligence in judicial system is more like, this all depends upon the precedents, the earlier judgments, what was rendered by the superior courts of the land, the existing laws, the amendments, everything doped into a machine and expecting the best out of it. So in this way, this is really helpful. The positive part of the artificial intelligence in judicial system and legal profession is like it really reduces the cost efficiency. It reduces the time. For an example, if an advocate is able to spend some 10 to 15 minutes for a client, he can make two clients at the same time if he's implementing this artificial intelligence at the. So cost reduction, time, it reduces the kind of time consuming, everything is fine with things, but fears has to be addressed. Nations are getting this artificial intelligence to this judicial system is really good, provided there is till date there is no country which have really addressed the limitations of this thing, where the advocates today are in such a kind of a panic situation about their progress and their career in this legal world. The page now, what you can see on the screen is a kind of a theories that is all about the law and all, which I don't want to read it out because it's a general in nature and it may be understandable or not to a few kind of sectors. So moving out to the mechanism of this. Now, this is the input. How do you do the subject matter to this robotic thing is bit explained in this graphical mode, this format, like how a crime emerge. After that, how it is defined as a crime. What is the next stage of addressing that crime? Where it reach, and the reaching position. Obviously, that will be the judiciary, and how it is decided and adjudicated by the court. These are all based on till date. It is all the manual, and from the next day or from tomorrow, we'll be seeing the artificial intelligence, the robotic kind of a machine learning will be judging all this kind of a thing. So, what are the cons? First thing, data privacy is a big issue here. Unless and until we have a proper security system to uh, protect this kind of all kind of a decisions, judicial confidential thing and all, this is not at all as safe at the first place. But otherwise, this is really beautiful. There are other two kind of perceptions, human perceptions. One, completely technical and logistics. And the other thing is it is emotional kind of a thing. Judiciary cannot just deliver the judgments only subject to the matter with the kind of a precedents and applicable laws. Sometimes, in some cases, for example, in the family disputes and all, courts may also have to think emotional kind of a thing. So how do we judge whether this artificial intelligence can really compete this kind of an emotional things as a human brain does? This is a real question. Pardon me, the nations, it all depends upon the constitution of the nation. For few nations, emotional things doesn't matter at all. The thing is, they are really subject to the matter of constitution and the MH laws. Whereas in few other kind of a countries, few things can be taken as a lenience. Of course, subject matter is really important, but to meet the ends of the justice, an emotional factor do concern here. But now the question is whether this artificial intelligence can meet that emotional quotient is really important. This is not like a debate. It is a factor of understanding. This is for understanding. People has to really understand these kind of things when they take up this kind of a new technology to their field. All this has to be addressed at the first place, especially the mechanism, the security content, the way the government or other organizations which will take out, which will counsel the people who are practicing in this legal field, who will take them out of the panic situation, understand this concept at the first place. All this matters. Once this stage is completed, the artificial intelligence in legal system is really encourageable and welcome. This is a real, we can say this as a boon to the kind of a professions. So even law is not an exemption. we encourage this kind of new technology to our field positively, but only concern with that is these kind of barriers what I have addressed to be answered by the consulates, by the governments, by the higher judiciary, so that the lawyers who are practicing this field can work without fear and without favor. It's really encourageable. I think artificial intelligence as on day is not completely established in this legal field. We have to see the positives and negatives in the near future. And to this extent, I just want to wind up this session thanking Mr. Dr. Rajan to provide this kind of an opportunity to meet this dais. And before concluding the things, I just want to address even this proposed kind of laws like human rights. Mostly the developing and emerging countries in the world, like India, the mechanism pertaining to the human rights is a bit slower at rate. Just like an example, we can see the page on the screen where the torture, cruelty, inhuman acts, slavery, genocide, statelessness of people, discrimination in education, racial discrimination, discrimination against women, crimes against the humanity, affluent, child rights and their security. There is no proper count. There is no proper way to analyze. There is no proper way to summarize this kind of an issues and address them at an appropriate time at an appropriate places. But thing is, tomorrow if artificial intelligence takes this into the account, I think really that will be helpful to give the proper statistics to the government, and government, if it is really efficient to work on this, the artificial intelligence the data given or the statistics given by the artificial intelligence may really help the government to address all this kind of issues at an appropriate time. So artificial intelligence in legal system is completely a new subject, where there's some kind of thing where people are in a panic situation whether they can continue their practices in the regular courts, who are till date they are doing manually, whether they have future or not. This is one kind of a sector, and positively on other side we have the people who really encourage and welcome this artificial intelligence into their legal profession, where they think that it is not a time consuming thing at the first place. It reduces the cost efficiency to it's really a good thing. At one work, at the place of one work, they can do multiple. So there are both kind of things today. We have to see how this artificial intelligence will work in the future, and India is about to encourage this kind. In the month of June, our Honorable Chief Justice of India, Dr. Chandrachud, was addressing a dais in IIT Madras. Even he is with the kind of even he is also the kind of thing. He encouraged this kind of artificial intelligence into legal proceedings, so that this is a place where one country which is emerging to be a developed nation, as a developed nation, and we see even this artificial intelligence in legal proceedings to contribute a great extent in the development of the country. Of course, another very vital important thing, it also reduces the docket explosion. So with this, I just want to wind up the session, thanking Dr. Rajan and other people, other participants on this task, on this Summit 2023. Thank you and good evening.